Ik mis geen race, heb scheid aan mijn centen. Ik zie Max zijn mooiste momenten. Hij is de king van Barcelona. Rijdt alles zoek van Spa tot Monza. De geur van rubber en smeltend asfalt. Ik juich als Max weer één voorbij knalt. Zijn inhaalacties zijn bijzonder. Het is een baas, een wereldwonder. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1.
Bizar! Fucking bizar! Ja, dan zit je naar dingen te kijken en te hopen. En daar is hij. Max Verstappen in de laatste bocht in Barcelona. Yo hey! Yo ho!
Max, 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 super Max, Max, super, super 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 Max, 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 super Max, Max. Jarenlang zit je te kijken en te hopen op succes. Zodra je Max ziet racen op de baan, dan denk je yes. Hij is niet te passeren, niemand krijgt het cadeau. Hij is een pure racer, vang ze op en goed nou.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Max is de nieuwe baas.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Ja, wij gaan helemaal los.
Hij is de nieuwe bos. Super Max, ik ben apetrots. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1.
Yo, fucking hell, wat bizar! Ongelooflijk! Sportoverwinningen zijn zo mooi. En deze is de allermooiste die ik in mijn leven gezien heb. Jongen, jongen, jongen.
Max, 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 super Max, Max, super, super 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 Max, 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 super Max, Max.
Yo, fucking hell, wat bizar!
And hello guys, a very, very good evening. We are back, there we go, at Bahrain for the first qualifying session of the season, season 2.5 here at Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got about 15 drivers here tonight, and they are all ready and waiting to go at their pit stop. So this is the first time I've done this, so hopefully this all goes well. So yeah, here is Bahrain International Circuit. It consists of 15 turns, 3 sectors, and yeah, there you go. Audio bitrate, is it bad? Hopefully not. Anyway, yeah, so elevation 15.2 meters, 15 turns. There is 3 DRS zones as well, which should show on the screen. Oh, they've already been by. And then Pirelli, 3 tyres, soft, medium and hard. C4, C3 and C2, with C4 being the softest tyre. Probably used for qualifying, but not for the race. I'm joined here tonight with Casper and myself as the commentary. We are just loading into the session here, and yeah, very good evening, Casper. Hello.
Hello, right. I'm glad to be back. First qualifying session of the year. I'm really excited to see what lap times we'll put in. Practice is over, no more playtime. It's now going to be serious time. So whatever happens here decides the grid for Sunday. So the drivers are definitely going to be pushing to their hardest.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping that everything goes smoothly. We've upgraded the graphics from yesterday, and yeah, it should be a good race. There's a lot more drivers in here tonight as well. Already for the race tomorrow night, and yeah, lots of eager people. And yeah, I can't wait to see who puts their car on pole for the first race.
Right, talk of the paddock, I would definitely say it's the Red Bull garage. Joshua Mera not, putting in very competitive lap times compared to the previous seasons.
Yeah, 100%. Josh is doing very well. That's why he's got the Red Bull seat this season. And yeah, again, I'd like to say a massive sort of shout out to all the drivers, really. I mean, again, we don't really know the full pace, but looking at practice from yesterday, they've all done a very, very good job. Especially those Williams as well out the front. We hopefully can see some points for them tomorrow, potentially.
Yeah, the Williams performance definitely shocked me as well. Definitely a lot of improvement in that garage as well compared to Season 2 and especially Season 1, to be honest. So a lot of work has been, put into that since the last 1 or 2 years since we've raced. Yeah, I'm just glad to see that, honestly.
Yeah, should be really good. There's all the new graphics on the screen. And it looks as though it has worked as well, which is what I was worrying about. But yeah, which is really good. We got the 2022 graphics and also Q2 today. It won't be, obviously the tyres that people set their fastest lap times on are not the tyres that they'll have to use in the race. It'll be free tyre choice. So it's the new rules, but obviously we're on the older game as well.
See, interesting camera from here. I'll be honest, right? You can see Dylan's tyres from the camera what he has equipped. So it looks like their strategy up here is going to be going out on mediums for Q1, save you softs for Q2, Q3. So definitely not a bad idea. But we've got our first cars out on track. I believe it is both the AlphaTauris. No, it's only one AlphaTauri. We've got the Hasses coming out. Yeah, let's get it underway.
Let's do it. Both McLarens just coming out. Mercedes just coming out of the pit lane there. And yeah, let's go and have a little look, and we'll go and see. Obviously, most of the cars even look like they're all on the medium. So Kenco for one back. Yes, it certainly is back, guys. Season 2.5. There's only 8 races this season, but we're hoping to get them all done by exams and A-levels and stuff for the start of summer, and hopefully ready for the new F1 game. So
hopefully this qualifying session goes all well. No blockages down into turn 1. No spins. Obviously, you have to lift under yellow flags. It's it does add another layer of strategy as well to the drivers throughout qualifying. But hopefully, there's no issues throughout the entire session. We can just see some competitive lap times going in.
Yeah, 100%, and it's interesting to see as well. A lot of the cars are on those medium tyres, so they're obviously anticipating getting through to Q3 on with an extra set of softs, maybe sort of 2 or 3 runs with them, and yeah, it should be really good. But it looks like I'm not too sure what Daniel Ricciardo's doing in the pits. Maybe we've got a special honey badger in the session here, but yeah, it does look good. Chapman's having a few, it looks like a few rev issues here, but I'm not sure if that's part of the game or if he's, it's like he needs to report to the Red Bull garage.
Yeah, so we've got the AlphaTauri starting the first flying lap coming down into turn 1.
Yep.
However, what I'm also curious about is Red Bull versus Ferrari, 2 champions in different teams, obviously. However, the underdog can definitely be Dylan in the Mercedes. Classed as the street circuit master in Season 1, winning, or putting in at least very competitive podiums at Monaco, Canada, etc. So, he also has a chance. He's in a very good team this season, and let's see what he can do as well.
Yeah, for sure. As Smits just comes down here into turn, I believe 5 or turn 6, very, very wide. I'm not sure if that lap time will count, but obviously, regardless, it will. Yes. Yeah, you're allowed to run wide there. However, yeah, obviously he's going to set the interval time, the pace for everyone in Q1. There's Williams behind there as well. And there's someone in chat as well asking, how do I sign up? Unfortunately, all the applications have pretty much closed, and we've got a full grid of 20 drivers. However, if you are interested, please do join the Discord server, and we can obviously, reserve drivers are still a thing, and obviously there's new seasons in the future as well, which definitely will be going ahead.
Yeah, down into sector 3, already like our first bit of conflict here. Two drivers negotiating position for the slipstream. Of course, the yellow flag. I wonder if that impeded anybody.
Oh,
Smith.
there's
And
a
we have our
Haas that
first
has just
spin.
gone down. Wilson. He's just lost his front wing there. Hopefully that won't cause too much debris. It looks like the debris is off the track, but it will maybe impede somebody's fast laps there.
Yeah, it's Dylan Harley and he's aboard his laps. You can see the lights flashing on the back of his Mercedes there. That's a lot of front wing gone there, so he's going to have to box 100%. And we've already got another spin by Jay in turn 2, I think, out the exit out of turn 3. That curb was very tricky to get right as well, but that definitely slowed down some people's lap times there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, you're able to send Evolutionary Gaming an invite as well. He's just I'm not sure.
I don't think I have him added on Steam.
Ask Sports Gaming or Jamie if that's okay, buddy. And you should be able to get another invite. It's obviously difficult for us to do it while this is going ahead. But yeah, Robinson's kept his front wing, which is it was a mystery in practice yesterday. If any of you watched, Jay Robinson lost about 7 front wings in pre-practice 3 yesterday. So McLaren have spent a lot of money as Chapman goes ahead and sets the race pace of a 1:28.3 here. Fastest sector 1, sector 2, but only a personal best in sector 3 here. As Josh O'Mara, his teammate, just goes a little bit behind him, 2 tenths, 1:28.5. So yeah, really quick paces. Not obviously quite what we're seeing, or what we did see in practice, but obviously they are on the medium tyres, not the soft ones.
A lot of questions that will definitely be going around is why the driver's necessarily pushing. You know, it's medium tyres, so everyone's going to make it through to Q2, but it is kind of important as well. You can, you know, test your pace against other drivers. You can set the benchmark for yourself on these medium tyres to get into Q3. So it isn't just, you know, a cruise to the finish line. If that's the last thing you have to do, then resort to it. But at the moment, everyone's going to get through.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we've got quite a few absences today. Some people on holiday, and this, that, and the other. But hopefully, obviously, like you say, there'll still be a really good sort of grid. Some people are sort of can't make quali, but they can make the race, and yeah, it should be really good as Adam Forbes just goes in the pits for potentially a tyre change. Obviously, still 12 minutes left of the session. Hartley goes ahead and sets a P4 there, 1:28.7. Quite a close first four here. Only sort of 3-4 tenths between them all. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of competition and rivalry, I believe, especially maybe among teammates.
Yeah, we've had hikes that's gone off. Once again, we saw that in practice. That squiggly section of the track is very difficult to get right for these drivers, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure obviously what's on the track, but yeah, there's hikes, no front wing there. He has set a time on the board, but obviously it's not the end of the world if he, you know, doesn't set a really good time. But it'll be good to see him at least trying. But obviously, unfortunately, he has lost the front wing there.
Right, Joel Foxall still no time, so obviously the championship contender here as well. Down in Bahrain, he's going to activate his DRS, come across the line to start his first flying lap.
And let's go ahead and watch the onboard of Joel's complete lap here on his first timed lap as he comes down into turn 1. Quite late braking around the apex of the corner. He knows what he's doing though, Joel, he does. So obviously his line might be a little bit different to other people's, but he can get some really good exits out of the corners there.
Yeah, a lot of the curb utilised down there in turn 1, and it looks like he's missed the most important apexes down in turn 4, and that is going to be his lap invalidated, running wide in turn 4 like Max Verstappen in the real world in 2021 against Hamilton. So it is, you know, proving to be quite difficult on those mediums for Joel.
Yeah, certainly so. He set a personal best. He is only a little bit behind Max Chapman though, barely even a few hundredths of a thousandths of a second. But yeah, looking those Williams though, we got 2 Red Bulls, an AlphaTauri Mercedes, and then both Williams at P5 and P6. Middlefell struggling to get his Mercedes faster than the Williams at the moment.
Right, as Joel Foxall's lap is now invalidated, there's no real point watching him now until he starts his new one.
Fair enough.
We can have a look at James. He still hasn't set a time as well. Going down, oh, and he's invalidated as well, just coming down into that squiggly bit. It is proving to be very difficult on the 2021 game, that bit. Like, as you said in practice, you've seen multiple times in qualifying already. It is very hard.
Yeah, for sure. There's 10 minutes left to go on the session. I'm struggling to find which drivers I want to have a look at here. But there is still a few drivers that have not set a lap time, and that includes Joel Foxall, who obviously has that invalidated time. I don't think he'll go for a back-to-back. He might go in the pits, quick tyre change. Although they get is it 2 sets of mediums they get, or is it only 1 set for qualifying?
I believe since the 2021 regulations, whether you have the fixed tyre sets, I think it is only one set of mediums.
Yeah. Okay, so he won't be, you know, he probably doesn't really want to go on a new set of tyres, but obviously now he's worn these mediums in it, you know, it might impede his lap time, but he probably won't be that bothered about it.
Looking a little bit out of shape through some of these corners, Joel Foxhall, but obviously he just wants to get a lap on the board now. Oh, but he does invalidate again through that same section.
It's not good
so
consistency.
The time is going down. Time is going down on the session. He just needs to get a lap on the board, even if it's the slowest lap you've ever seen around the Bahrain, to get through to Q2.
Certainly so. Right, we're just watching Widdowson here. He's one of the Haas drivers. He has just finished his out lap and he's going for one of his hot laps here. And we'll have a little look and see what kind of lap times he does set.
Yeah, 4 seconds behind the pace so far for him, however, but that isn't really looking good for the Haas garage, is it?
No, not particularly. They have shone some light during practice, but again, this is obviously, you know, that they've spec'd up the cars as much as they can. There's no sandbagging. However, it is only Q1. You know, that they might not, you know, show their full pace quite yet, because obviously all the drivers are through to Q2 here, as he takes a little bit wide there, but he does manage to just catch it there. Green flag. I'm not sure if there was a yellow flag, but
there was a yellow flag by Nuts, his teammate spinning down there in the sector 2.
okay.
Looked like he would have impeded him, but he managed to get out of the way soon. The caution cleared off the track. It's not really that big of an issue.
No, not too bad. Obviously, you know, yellow flags and things. Obviously, drivers are meant to slow down or at least show as if they are lifting on the throttle. So obviously that will be investigated if obviously any drivers just, you know, didn't slow down during yellow flag. As Widdowson is setting a decent lap time here, personal best, nothing spectacular. However, you know, it hopefully will get him out of that P9 and maybe up a few more positions, potentially ahead of the Williams, because of, you know, Haas and Williams, they're probably quite rivals this season.
Yeah, Joel Foxhall now, attempt number 4, I think, for his hot lap. So all previous have been invalidated, but looks like he's taking it rather slowly here. He doesn't really need to put in a fantastic time. Doesn't even need to show a true pace if he doesn't want to. Just get him through into Q3. Only 2 drivers yet to set a lap, obviously. Now both pretty much coming to the finish line.
Yeah, for sure. Widdowson set his Haas in P4 there, only a second behind Max, which was a very, very decent lap time for him. As Foxhall looks like he's just going to be flying through Sector 3 here. Very, very quick down that straight. And we'll see where he can put that Ferrari.
We waited for his lap, coming across the timing line now, and it's going to be good enough for P2. Beats Josh O'Mara by, I think that's 4 tenths, yeah.
Correct,
4
yeah,
tenths.
splits both of those Red Bulls. It would be an interesting front row if it was Max Chapman and Joel Foxhall on the front row. We have seen that 1 or 2 times before, and we know that coming into Turn 1 Bahrain in the race tomorrow with these 2 drivers could potentially cause some issues. However, it's what the viewers want to see.
Yeah, definitely. Looking back at Joel's lap and being on board with him the whole time, I honestly don't think he was pushing that hard. It looked like he was being rather conservative on that lap, which is good news for him, bad news for Max and Red Bull.
Yeah, for sure. We're just on board with Harper here. He has not managed to set a time in nearly sort of 9 minutes of the session here. And yeah, I'm not too sure what is going on. It looks like he is on a hot lap. He's on the soft tyres. But hopefully Harper can at least get a time on the board.
Yeah, his lap has been invalidated.
It has again. Okay, yeah, he's going really wide. As he just hits a wall there, it does a little bit of wing damage. That's caused a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like he has just pulled over to the side of the track there to let Jay past.
And that did sound like Jay had to lift, unfortunately, through there. There was some debris off the track in a dangerous position as well. Nothing Jay could have done about that, unfortunately. Still, actually 10 seconds separate him and P12.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's the definition of just making it through to Q3 at the moment.
Absolutely. Obviously, yeah, for those of you who don't know the rules of F1, or if you are new to it, Q1, Q2 and Q3, it's the first 15 drivers in Q1 that make it through. Obviously, we've only got 15 drivers in here today, so everybody makes it through to Q1. But Q2 and Q3 is where it really starts to get interesting. Q2, the top 10 drivers make it through, and then Q3 is just, obviously, you know, it's the final, that sets the grid for the top 10 then. And we have a little look at who's going to be on the front row. There's another yellow flag Sector 1. I'm not too sure if that was just the Mercedes putting out the pits there.
I believe it was, yeah. And obviously, I'm really excited to get, you know, looking back at free practice 1, 2, and 3, Josh really isn't that far off the pace. So it's definitely going to be a P3 to P1 shootout for who gets pole position between these 3 drivers here.
Yeah, for sure. As Josh sets up another hot lap, he's going to be trying, maybe pushing a little bit to try and get ahead of Joel here. Obviously, Max Chapman seems to be happy. He's in the pits at the moment. With that lap time, I can't see Max or Joel really coming out for the rest of this session today. But Josh just wants another crack at it. Maybe even a little bit more practice before Q2 and Q3. I don't blame him, to be honest. And yeah, it looks like he's... we'll have a little look at what sector time he does set.
The only issue is with pushing out and doing more practice runs is if the car snaps from under you and goes straight into the wall, your team could not get that ready for Q2.
Yeah,
so it's a massive risk when
it's...
you're guaranteed a spot already.
Yeah, exactly that, as he almost just loses the rear coming down there. We almost jinxed it, but he did manage to catch it. But yeah, that is certainly a risk. Obviously, in my driving career, the past like year or so, I've definitely done that a few times. Obviously, took a little bit more too confident and slammed it into a wall when really, you know, I could have just stayed in pits and would have got through. But it's one of those risks that you take. Josh unable to set a personal best in Sector 1. However, whether or not he could make up a little bit of time in Sector 2 and Sector 3 to beat Joel, but obviously I don't quite know if that's his mission at the moment or if he just driving around.
Right, 2 minutes left. Harper yet to set a Q1 time.
Yeah, Harper's all the way down in what looks to be P15 here. Again, I'm not too sure why we've got Daniel Ricciardo in the session, but I mean, I don't know why that is.
Right, looking at the track, most people are staying in the pit lane. Some are going for their outlaps just to secure a spot in the last few minutes of qualifying. But I don't think we're expecting Joel and Max to come out, to be entirely honest. They've already guaranteed a very high spot. They don't really want to risk and push anything too much when they really need to.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like Josh was unable to get a quicker time there. 6 tenths down on his teammate, Max Chapman, as Middlefell goes, it looks like, for one more hot lap here. He's currently P11, and we'll ride on board with Middlefell to see what kind of time he can set in that Mercedes with his teammate P6, over a second quicker than him.
Yeah, talk about Josh not improving. He has gone out for another hot lap, 1/10 down through Sector 1, so it looks like he's not going to actually be able to improve here. But I guess it is just good to knock some laps in, but once again, that risk that we talked about earlier, you know, it has to be calculated. You can't just go out and flick your car around the corners.
No, definitely not, and I'm sure the drivers will learn from their mistakes and accidents that they've used in the last few seasons. And, you know, to be honest with you, you know, these drivers have learnt a lot over the past few years. Obviously, we have had some drivers here that are new this season. Other drivers are familiar names that you've seen over the past few years. And, yeah, they all seem to be, yeah, obviously trying their best and doing really well. Can't get my words out today.
Dylan Hartley looks like a full ERS deployment, going down now for his hot lap, heading down into the hairpin off turn 4. You really want to nail that corner. If you just hit the apex like he's done there, you're able to ride out really nice and wide and gain as much time as possible. Now through a challenging section of the track for Kirby, but only 300ths down on his time.
I got 500th down, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be between the two of them. And yeah, Middlefell is probably going to be crossing the line any second now. We'll just go on board with him again. He's coming through Sector 3 here. Not sure if that is all green sectors here, but he hopefully should go a little bit quicker than his P11 time, and that puts him... Oh no, that was only 3 seconds
Does
down.
not improve. Yes.
No, so that I mean, he could go for another hot lap, but I don't think he'll have
Jay
enough
crossing
ERS
the
for
line
that.
now. P8. Can he put his McLaren any higher? Is he starting a hot lap? I think he's starting a hot lap now.
Potentially, yeah. Only a minute left on the countdown, so this will be Jay's last
and
chance.
Dylan has spun it. Oh, that is a big impact. He manages to keep his Mercedes going. That barrier is definitely deformed. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That's a miracle he's kept that going.
Yeah, certainly so. I'm not too sure again what happened there with Dylan. I did just catch the end of it. We haven't quite got the graphics of the infrastructure to a replay of that. However, that is something I'm looking into, as Max Chapman goes even quicker with his lap time with a 1:27.6.
Harper, his first time on the board now, is going to beat Nata 1:34.0. However, did he lift through that yellow flag? Is the question that we need to be asking ourselves. So that lap time has the potential to get deleted.
Yeah, for certainly so. Obviously, deletion of a lap time, he's probably not bothered by. However, you know, there could be like points removed and various other sanctions that Jamie can give. But obviously that is down to him to decide, and he's got eyes on this session, so we'll see about that. But yeah, that concludes Q1. Not too sure if there's anybody else on a hot lap here. We got Middlefeld to still cross the line, potentially with Robinson as well. I'm not too sure if he should be on a hot lap as well.
Yeah, final lap times coming in now. Middlefeld then. Let's see what that puts him. P7 just behind his teammate. Now Jay has been looking slow through some of the... Oh, and he seems to have invalidated his lap time. Probably in Sector 3, unfortunately, but I was really wondering where that would have put him.
Yeah, he doesn't go any quicker. 2.7 seconds down on Max Chapman, and then we have just got Pete here, who is going through Sector 2 into Sector 3 here. The timing should update. He's currently down on Sector 1, unfortunately, but again, he's still P4, which is a very good time, especially for an AlphaTauri.
Absolutely, only 1 tenth down behind Josh, so it could be actually a top 4 shootout here for pole position. Not very far behind that Red Bull.
Yeah, certainly so. And obviously some drivers, you know, they prefer the medium tyres. Some drivers prefer the soft tyres. So it'll be an interesting sort of mix-up. I'm not too sure where the graphics say 2 minutes to go. I think that's just before the end of the session. Everyone gets in their lap times. Yeah, but Pete here crosses the line. He's unable to go quicker than Max. But yeah, second between the top 5. And yeah, that concludes Q1. And there's the lap times. There are lots of British drivers. Nick, good evening. Hello.
Everybody's been out on medium compounds. I don't think, except Smith, no, sorry, Ryan Harper only used the soft compound tyre.
Yes, yeah. Again, it might just be driver preference. Maybe he'll prefer that tyre around Bahrain. However, I doubt that the soft tyre will be used very much in the race. It's not really a race tyre, especially for Bahrain.
Yeah, the degradation on that is quite high, so you want to save it for your high-speed lap times. Now that the Q2 rule no longer exists, you can definitely push through Q2 a bit more. They're not really made to suit long lap times, but you know, you never know.
So this is the knockout phase, the first knockout. I believe it's 4 or 5 drivers. I'm not too sure if we got 14 or 15. 14. So yeah, there will be 4 drivers that will be knocked out this session. And we will have a look and see who it's be. I'm not going to put my names on anybody. It could literally be anybody because they could spin out, they could lose a wheel, and that puts them down right to the bottom. Yeah,
for sure. And you really don't want to push that much. Since it's Q2, you're not really, you know, securing any grid positions unless you're knocked out. So as long as you get through to Q3, you put yourself in quite a good position.
Yeah, certainly so. You don't really want to be one of the drivers at risk today, especially obviously if there was any yellow flags or anything impeding your lap time. Yeah, sorry, I'm just on my phone.
Right, a lot of commotion down into turn 1 already. Looks like there's going to be 3 consecutive lap times being set pretty much directly next to each other. In Q2, you know, you have limited time, a lot less. So you want to just knock those lap times as quick as possible, get as many runs as you can in before the top 10 shootout.
Yes, my apologies. I've just read a few little messages here from the drivers. So yeah, let's. Sorry, I will get back into it. Is everybody okay? So quite a few of the front runners here are still remaining in the pits. They don't really sort of see the need to use the full session time. But obviously a few Williams, Alfa Romeo, Haas, they're all here trying to get as many laps as they can in. Looks like all the drivers are on the soft tyres as well, which is definitely what we're meant to be seeing as the the Aston Martin's just gone round. Not too sure if there's wing damage there. That is the Aston Martin of Hartley, I believe. Not Hartley, sorry. Harper.
Might not be any front wing damage, but there sure could be some rear wing damage from that. Looks like he had quite a big impact with the barrier, and it does look like some sides of his rear wing are scraped a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he goes in the pits, if it is sort of lasting damage around the corners, or if he is sort of happy with it and is able to start a hot lap. As Maui entered the chat. Hello, good evening. Yellow flag sector 3 as well. Straight away a green flag. And the first person to cross the line and start their hot lap, it looks to be Archie Middlefell who's going on a hot lap here. So we're going to have a little look at what he can set the pace for Q2. Oh, listening to them sounds are amazing.
Yeah, sorry there. I think it's Smith who's going up front for the first hot lap on the board. 28.6 in the first sector. We'll see how that compares to other drivers. Going rather slow, I think, through sector number 2. Don't really want to push the car too much. Put it under unnecessary stress now.
Yeah, Smits and Peak, they do make 2 good teammates here. Definitely suit the AlphaTauri brand. I don't know how, but I'm just going to say that. And yeah, we'll have a little look and see what Smits can set in his AlphaTauri here. Again, these drivers, they want good lap times here out of these softs, especially a few of their first lap times, just in case they do make some mistakes a little bit later on in the session. Then they're obviously limited on time. And yeah, Smits setting 2 green sectors there, 2 personal bests, looking nice and tidy.
Yeah, he hasn't validated on that exit on sector 3.
Okay.
Adam Forbes set the fastest lap and the first lap of the session, 127.5.
Very good lap time from Adam.
And Smith's across the line, both have been a 129.4, so not competitive for, I think, Q3 at the moment, to be honest.
Certainly so.
Wooderson sets a lap time just behind Adam Forbes. So we've got our first few lap times coming in now, showing how competitive the drivers are on the soft compound. And we're seeing pretty much medium, times, medium compound tyre times.
Yeah, certainly. These times are obviously a lot quicker than they were setting in Q1. The drivers are starting to put their feet down here. As Hikes just goes and sets P5 there. A little bit behind the pace, but it looks like he had a little bit of a bad sector 3. As Harper does indeed set a time with that little bit of a broken front wing, 136.4. He won't be happy with that. He definitely will want another few goes, as Wilson sets his Haas in P3 there at the moment, splitting both of the Williams.
What I'm looking at here is Max Chapman and Josh Romero just behind each other now on consecutive hot laps. We'll see what they put, where they put their Red Bulls here. Coming around the final few corners.
Yeah, let's ride on board with Max Chapman here, who just crosses the line. I believe his teammate Josh is...
Max Chapman. That is interesting to see for at least by 2/10. And Joel Foxall pushes Josh back by half a second.
That is incredible. The Red Bull Garage certainly will be looking into that one, how Ferrari have managed to pull that one off. But all credit where credit's due to Joel Foxall there. All purple sectors from him. And that, I don't know what time that was actually. That was a 120...
6.5.
126.5. Yeah, very, very well done to Joel there. But this is obviously down to the top 10 here. So we're looking at the drivers at risk. At the moment it's Taylor. But obviously we've still got Hartley and Smits, who have not set a time on the leaderboard yet.
Dylan Hartley yet to set a time, coming now through sector 3, coming down to the last 2 corners of the track. Needs to keep it nice and tidy, very easy to invalidate through this part of the track.
Sorry, I was
just back, coming down into the last corner, and then the timing line. Let's see how well he does through here. Brakes nice and late, hits the apex pretty much perfectly there. A little bit of oversteer on the exit. He's going to be heading down to the finish line. DRS wide and open, and it's going to put him P6, just a little bit behind Adam Forbes.
Yeah, surprising to see Williams P5, Mercedes P6, but yeah, very, very good lap from Adam, I must say. It'll be interesting to see if he can improve on that lap time, or if he does get through to Q3, if he can obviously redo that lap if he can.
Smith's last to set a lap time now. He still needs to get a lap on the board. Pretty much half the session is now gone. He's driving out of the pit lane, I believe. Yes, he is. So he's going to join the track momentarily, try and set a lap time. See if that's competitive for Q3.
Certainly so. It looks like that Rolex time was actually the real time though. That was very bizarre, but I could be wrong. It's the yellow flag sector 1, and Harper's sort of trudging along. He's not on a hot lap. Let's go and have a look and see who we can find on a hot lap here. As it looks like there's an Alfa Romeo of Hikes coming round the sector 3.
He has invalidated, by the way.
He has invalidated as well. Okay. Yeah, straight in the pits there for him. And Middlefell coming in as well. We've got Jay Robinson out on track. It looks like he is maybe eyeing up for
looks
for
like aborted. Yeah, looks like he's aborted that one. Red light flashing, indicating no ERS deployment.
A message from Race Control as well, as apparently there was a collision between Max and Josh, which will be investigated after the session. That's interesting to know. Obviously both teammates as well, so not too sure what's happened there at the Red Bull Garage.
Yeah, that is interesting to say the least. That might have probably been the reason that they were so close together on their hot lap. Jay, is he going for a hot lap? Doesn't appear so. Looks like he's going to dive into the pits here.
He's gone into the pits as well. Nice. So yeah, there's lots of drivers in the pits at the moment. Max Chapman is out on track. He's just going across the line here. We'll ride on board with him. Oh no, maybe not. I think that was his hot lap. Potentially.
I think it was, yeah, improved by 2/10 here.
Yeah, still very, very close to his teammate though. Both half a second down as Joel's in the pits. However, we can't underestimate both Max and Josh. They definitely have got a few few more strings they can pull for Q3. I definitely know that for sure.
Let's take a look at Smits then, the only driver yet to set a time, only 6 minutes in the session remaining.
Yeah, let's ride on board here with Smits. There we go. He just entered Sector 1 here. 12 seconds on the timer. Can he keep it nice and tidy? Is he able to not set an invalid time? Obviously, we are on strict difficulty as well, so it'll be interesting to see, obviously, if he's on it, if he's able to keep it in the track.
Absolutely, heading through turn 4 doesn't look the tidiest. Could have definitely gone a bit closer to the apex. Once again, the hard section of the track here. You need to absolutely throw the car around in that section, but not lose it. That's the beauty of that section, the difficulty of it.
Yeah, for sure. So currently in the relegation zone, if that's what you call it in F1, Wilson, Taylor, Harper and Smits. I'm going to keep getting those two confused, I think, because they've both got HAR as their initials. But yeah, we'll see if any of those guys can improve, knocking down Robinson, Widdowson, Hikes, and Middlefell.
Yeah, Hikes and Archie are very close together, so Hikes probably needs to improve his lap time to guarantee himself in a slot in the top 10. Nuts is just trailing a little bit behind him, and so is Taylor.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting to see though. A good half a second between P1 and P2 here. So obviously, you know, it doesn't really matter too much in this session, but come around to Q3 and, you know, that half a second does certainly need to be tightened up a little bit. Otherwise, the Red Bull will not be happy with Joel's full-on push there. Obviously, Joel's teammate, I think he's flown back from Washington today, but he might be in the race tomorrow. But he will be obviously at the back of the grid if that is the case.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be a very hard challenge for him to climb all the way through to the front. Obviously, a little bit of safety cars, and that can be ironed out.
Yeah, as Taylor just crosses the line there, he does improve on his time, taking his Williams up to P8 there. There's 5 minutes left on the session, so he's certainly got enough time to come into the pits, change those tyres, and go out for another run just to confirm his place, because it's not sealed at the moment. Currently, top 7 are all in the pits. We've got Taylor, Hikes, Wilson, Smits, and Harper all out on track at the moment.
Yeah, that pushes Archie down into the elimination zone. I believe someone else has improved, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, that is Wilson, who's just got to set a quicker lap time, a 1:27.8 there. Very good from Wilson, but it is only still a P11 for him, so he's not safe.
Yeah, Hikes is now the driver at risk. He's gone out now. I believe, was that his hot lap or did he just start one?
Yes, I believe he just set a 1:27.8 unless that is the graphics wrong. He might be on a hot lap, actually, it looks like. So we'll ride on board. Yes, I've got confirmation as well from Joel that Callum will be racing tomorrow, so there will be 2 Ferraris on the grid tomorrow. Just good to see.
Yep, and Hikes in for Alfa Romeo, now the driver at risk once again. He needs to put in a better time to stay competitive and get himself through to Q3. It also means Jay Robinson is also at risk here.
Yes, yellow flag sector 2 there. I don't think it was anything much to worry about though. There's lots more drivers out on the track now, as we've got Hartley, Forbes, and Peak as well that's just gone out of the pits. They're all on their out laps at the moment. So yeah, there's going to be lots and lots of action in the last few minutes of this session.
Now take a look at Mercedes, both of them very close. Archie obviously down in the elimination zone. Do you think they'll try a throw?
Yeah, definitely so. I believe so. Obviously, seeing them both that close on the track, it's yeah, I believe that Hartley will try and give his teammate Middlefell a tow down the straight of Sector 3 just before he does start his hot lap here. And message from Racer Control as well. The collision between Max and Josh will no further action due to desync issues.
Mentioned the toll. Let's hope it's not 50 grand for a front wing. Sorry, a rear wing.
You never know.
Archie
You never
now
know.
coming across. Looks like he's not going to receive a tow from his teammate. He's going to start his hot lap now. He needs to improve. Not going to be enough time to set another one.
No, and I don't think he'll have enough charge in that Mercedes to do 2 back-to-back hot laps either, especially with the tyre deg as well. As Harper is still unable to set a quicker time with a 1:32.1 there, 5 seconds behind the pace. But again, he you know, we're not calling him out here. He might still be able to set a quicker time. It's Middlefeld just across the sector 1 here, looking pretty strong actually. First sector, he's 5 tenths down on, I believe that's Joel's time. However, 5 tenths down, if he can maintain his personal best through sector 2 and sector 3, that will put him a nice P4. So it's whether or not he can maintain this speed, as there looks to be a slow Alpha in front of him. Definitely impeding there on his lap time, unfortunately. and that is the Alfa Romeo of Hikes there slowing him down. Not too sure if that will be investigated or not.
Yeah, Archie will definitely not like that, and Alfa Romeo in its way in one of the most technical parts of the track. Definitely going to cost him some time. Let's see if puts a report in later.
Yeah, certainly so. Again,
Invalidates on the exit there. He goes over the rumble strips.
That is a shame to see. I'm not too sure if again Middelfeld might still have one more potential chance here, crossing the line very soon. We'll go and ride on board. It looks like Red Bull's staying in the pits. So is Joel. They're happy with their P1, 2, 3, and P1, P2, and P3. And
it's going to have to be Archie's a back-to-back lap now, and he has to improve if he wants to lift himself out of that elimination zone.
Certainly so. And Jay is the driver at risk. If any of the drivers can improve from P11 through to P14, then Jay Robinson needs to get a better a quicker lap time here. He is currently on green delta by the looks of it. He set his personal best, sector 1, sector 2. 7 tenths down though on Joel's. Yellow flag, sector 3. Oh no, that's not too much to worry about though.
About him saying a better time, 2 tenths up through sector 2, entering sector 3.
Yes, Adam just goes even quicker there. P5 for Adam. Congratulations for that. That is very good to see as Jay Robinson does improve. P8 there as Taylor improves as well with his time getting 127.7. Very good to see, but from both drivers there. Wilson crosses the line. Not too sure if he has improved there, but he does still have one more chance at setting a lap time.
Yeah, talking about the upper bracket, Dylan Hartley puts his Mercedes into P2.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Yes, Dylan Hartley there, splitting the Ferrari and the Red Bull. It'd be interesting. Again, you get these underdogs. This could still happen in the next session. Not everybody is perfect, but yeah, very good lap time from there from Dylan. He'll certainly be coming into the pits with a smile on his face, and yeah, getting ready for Q3.
And Archie's last chance here now to get into Q3, coming across the line, DRS open, and it's going to be P10.
Yeah, very good from Middelfeld there. Taylor, unfortunately, unless he is on a hot lap here, I think he would have gone for definitely another safe hot lap here. He is storming it around green sector 1. Can Taylor improve and knock Middelfeld back down and see what goes here? We've got Smits, who's also on a fast lap. I don't know who's next to cross the line though, unfortunately. It looks like it is Jay Robinson.
Yeah, Jay Robinson, then Taylor. Smith hasn't validated his time, meaning he is going to be out in Q2. Can Taylor improve his time and push out Archie into the elimination zone, come across the line?
Yes!
It is going to happen.
As Jay gets P9, Taylor then pushes Jay even down one position. Taylor gets P8. Middelfeld is out, unfortunately. So is Harper, as it looks like somebody else just improved their time as well. I'm not too sure who that was, but we are looking at the Haas of Widdowson here.
Yes, last driver to cross the line.
Yes, certainly so. Can he get any quicker time here?
Yes! Oh, he pushes Jay out into the elimination zone.
And Wilson as well, up to P5 there as well. That is very good to see from him. And yeah, well done to Widdowson for that. Taylor, I think, just scraped through on that one. Very lucky from Taylor, but obviously commiserations to Jay, who's tried his utmost best during practice and obviously these quali sessions, but unfortunately, yeah, there was a few more quicker drivers there. Only 8/10 split, P1 and P10. Middelfeld, Jay Robinson, Smits, and Harper all eliminated in Q2 here.
Wow, what a brilliant Q2. That elimination zone at the end in the last few minutes going absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was just sort of back-to-back, definitely back-to-back, and yeah, very good to see. Look at those times, though. We've got some good drivers here. All the top 12 here, all in a 127, apart from Joel, with that 126.
Yeah, very quick driving from Joel indeed, setting himself up for a very good chance at pole position.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out. I'm not too sure what's going to happen in Q3, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see who does put their car on pole for the first race of the season.
Yeah, what I'm worried about, what I'm worried about is the Red Bulls. You know, they're quite off the pace. Half a second from Joel Foxwell, not what we saw in practice.
Yeah,
and, not what we've seen in the fewer past years.
It is a big gap, which is very unusual to see. However, I'm not going to say anything. I still think that Red Bull have got something up their sleeve that they're going to pull out, even if it means that they've got to tow each other. Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, looking at the situation, Joel Foxwell missing his teammate doesn't have the advantage of the tow. Tow can gain you thousandths, not thousandths, sorry, tenths on a straight if done right. So It
Yeah.
will be very interesting to see
Yeah.
what Red Bull Garage has in mind.
Exactly, and yeah, Joel. Just I can hear him on the team radio now. He says that he'll definitely overtake regardless into turn one in the race tomorrow. So it's going to be a very interesting one to see tomorrow. So yeah, we're same time tomorrow. I believe 7 or half 7. I think we'll do the race at 7, but we'll obviously have a little look, and yeah, it's going to be certainly an interesting one to watch. So 10
Right,
drivers. Yep, go ahead.
Yep, Q3 top 10 shootout. 11 minutes left in the session. First driver going out, Max Chapman from Red Bull Garage.
Yeah, it looks like his pit crew are all ready and raring to go. He wants to get out on that track as quick as he can. Obviously the track has that word again, evolutionized, I believe. And
And I think we've got
yep.
some desync. I'm not quite sure.
It's okay
Someone
on
else
my
do?
end.
Looked like
Apparently.
Max paused in the pit lane for a little bit there.
Okay, no worries. It looks like apparently Jay was blocked on his hot lap, so I'm not too sure if that'll be another investigation after the race, but we'll have to wait and find that one out as Chapman tails his most rivaled teammate, his most rival driver on the track here, Joel. They'll both be eyeing each other up and warming up those tyres as well, just to sort of see what kind of lap times they can set.
Max staying behind Joel Foxall, maybe looking for that toe already. You know, if things get messy here in Sector 3, you can expect a lot of penalties to be handed about.
Yeah, certainly so. It doesn't look like Max really wants to be that close to Joel as he lets that Haas pass. He wants a little bit more track room in front of him. I'm not too sure what his teammate Josh has left the pits. They're not 1-2 out on the track. But again, they might be going back in the pits to give a tow, obviously based on their first lap times here. It looks like everybody's out on the track apart from Dylan Hartley, who's just about leaving the pits now. So that's all 10 drivers out on the track.
Yeah, all 10 drivers joining the track, and that's all you're going to get. There's very limited track space down here in Bahrain. 3.6 miles, I think, of track, if I'm not wrong.
Something like that.
5.3, something like that.
Yeah, another message from Race Control as well. Adam is currently under investigation for impeding Jay in Q2, which will be investigated after the end of the session. So that obviously might have not helped Jay getting through into Q3, sorry, as we're going to go on board with Joel Foxall for the first lap time of Q3. This will be the lap time that everyone will be trying to get to. So yeah, let's ride on board with Joel Foxall.
Yeah, and that race control investigation as well, that'd be devastating to the Williams garage. They put in so much work, they're pretty much on the pace, and a grid penalty would not be very good for them.
Yeah, certainly so. Adam's performance has been absolutely, to be fair, everybody's racing has been absolutely amazing, but Adam has certainly shown leaps and bounds today, and it would be a really big shame if he does get a penalty today, as Joel sets a 27.9er in the first. Decimal 9? I've been doing too much flight sim. Decimal 9er in Sector 1.
Yeah, looking very, very solid, to be honest, from what I've seen so far through Sector 1. A little bit squirmy in the S's, but nevertheless, he's keeping that car pretty much under control.
Yeah, it's a very, very solid performance here from Joel. Obviously, we will go on board with the other drivers in a moment behind him, seeing what kind of lap times they can set. If we just go a little bit back here, Dylan Hartley, no, I'm not too sure. We need to get the lap times in, to be honest, first, as Joel comes in round the final few corners. Turn 14 and turn 15 here. Takes it a little bit wide there, but hopefully that's within the track limit, so he can at least set a time.
Adam Forbes, first lap time, it's going to be a 127.0. That is very
That is
competitive
very
indeed.
good from Adam. I did miss Adam there. I do apologise. I thought Joel was the first one out. But Joel does cross the line. He sets, oh wow, a 126.6. That is absolutely incredible lap time from both the drivers, as Wilson sets a 127.7, P3 there. And we'll have a little look at Max Chapman, who's coming around the final few corners. Can he go quicker than Joel Foxall?
Yeah, but it's a great lap time from Joel Foxall.
Yeah, it did
Absolutely
look a little bit
amazing
track
lap.
limits though coming out of the final corner, but obviously I'm not too sure if it was the game or if it's the white lines that sets that, as Taylor sets his Williams in P6. Max Chapman crosses the line, does go indeed P1. What a ridiculously lap time. He doesn't even get a quick sector 3, but holy, that is a 120. I need to have a little look here. 126.1, which is 5 attempts quicker, as Josh O'Mara Mira? I'm going to get that right one day. Sets his Red Bull there, P2. So that might not have been Joel's full potential. However, he certainly has enough time. He's still got 7 minutes left of the session to outpace those Red Bulls.
Yeah, whatever Red Bull has done between Q2 and Q3, it certainly worked, separating Joel by half a second.
Yeah, that is absolutely incredible to see. We have got Wilson, who's a little bit off the pace. Taylor as well, P9, P10. Again, these drivers still can obviously get up the leaderboard. And Hikes in the solid P6 there in his Alfa Romeo. He's pretty, he's doing very well. We haven't really spoke much about the Alfa Romeo today. He did have a little downfall in Q1, but yeah, definitely doing really well. He is currently sort of on a middle lap here, but yeah.
Yeah, Dylan down in P8, not looking like his Q2 form, to be honest. I was expecting much of a lap from the first time round.
Yeah, I feel like some drivers that that they at least require a lap or two just to get the focus back. But again, he might be using old soft tires from the previous qualifying sessions, and he might be going back in the pits to get some soft tires out as well. It looks like both those Red Bulls are coming in as well to change their tires.
Yeah, for sure, but definitely what Red Bulls have accomplished now are really amazing lap times, I have to say.
Yeah, it's I can't believe it. I wonder if that's not even if Max can actually go quicker on that lap time. To be honest with you, 126.1. He sets his car currently provisional pole. If nobody else can go quicker, then Max Chapman will be starting the race tomorrow. On the front row as Hartley's coming in to change his tyres as well, and it looks like Hikes is the only car out on the track at the moment.
Yeah, I believe Dylan Hartley was on a hot lap, but he did invalidate it. Hopefully has a few more sets of soft tyres available. Obviously not being used in Q1.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting next 5 minutes, I'll tell you that. Hopefully we can capture everybody crossing that line and setting their quicker lap times. And but yeah, it's good. Red Bull, Ferrari, and then a Williams P4. Right? Again, obviously depending if Adam does get a penalty or not with the investigation. But yeah, very very good to see from him. 127, 126.9, I believe it was.
Max Chapman heading out the pit lane straight away.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, I would say. Normally drivers do sort of leave 3-4 minutes in, but potentially Max wants to be, wants that free track. He doesn't want anybody else sort of in his way, and he just wants to get on with it and see what he can do. As his teammate Josh as well, he remains in the pit box at the moment.
Very competitive lap times from everyone all the way around. In Q1, I think the difference between P1 and P10 was 8 tenths. That's pretty much more than a second. So drivers are showing their truer pace now coming towards the end of the sessions. Dylan Hartley, P8, is now leaving his garage.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shock to see Dylan all the way down in P8 considering he had a really good P2 session. But again, that can all change. There is only 4 minutes left of the session. But yeah, it would be good to see as many drivers as obviously pushing their limits. And yeah, I will have a little look, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Max does keep that P1 or if he is challenged by another driver.
Alright, yeah, let's have a little look at Alex Peak. His teammate being knocked out in Q2, meaning he's not going to get that much support in people holding off rivalries, so that he can get a little bit more time on his hands. But looks like it's just going to be a one-man army now all the way down to the race. Yeah,
certainly slow, and I've heard as well the slipstream is very powerful here at Bahrain. So if there's no sort of teammate or anybody that is within the distance of that slipstream, then obviously that can really impede on the lap times.
Oh yeah, of course, slipstream. You've got no air pretty much to penetrate ahead of you. All that's being done by the car ahead. You can definitely gain like a huge amount of time. You can go a lot faster as well. So
yeah, exactly that. And I don't believe that either of the Red Bulls even had a slipstream. To be honest, they both left the pits at a completely random time. So I'm not too sure who's got a slipstream time here or not. As it looks like Joel's slowing down for his rival here, Max. Max is going for another hot lap here. Really nice hit in those apexes. And yeah, he's doing really well so far, but it'll be interesting to see. He is up a 10th, even more on his time through Sector 1. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, as you said, absolutely solid, amazing driving from Max Chapman. I've never reckoned him to be someone who wants a slipstream. He's the type of driver, as he goes a little bit deep, and that's going to ruin his lap time for sure.
Yeah, that could have been an invalidation there.
He's still valid, but I don't think he's going to improve. And like I've said, I've never, known Max to be someone who wants slipstreams. He just, he's someone who would want a lot of track behind and in front, nobody impeding or anything like that.
Yeah, he's a very sort of focused lone driver. That did definitely, he's 8 temps down there, sector 2, so he wasn't happy with that turn, but he might be eyeing up another lap here. I'm not too sure. As we'll go, yep.
At Josh O'Mara, right behind Joel Foxall. Once again, shenanigans down into sector 3. Oh, as that comes very close.
That is not good from Joe. I'm not too sure if he saw Josh in his mirrors there. But we don't want another Latifi Stroll moment, especially in Q3 here.
Exactly what I was thinking of. Looks like Josh isn't actually going to be following Joel for the slipstream, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, certainly. So here is Joel coming out the final corner. He now has only got one potential more chance to set his Ferrari on that front row, potentially in P1 position here. And yeah, a very important lap here for Joel and Josh.
Of course, 1 minute left before the flag is waved. Pretty much no lap times are going to be counted after that, meaning all drivers have to push now back-to-back laps here at Bahrain. Pretty much impossible. Your battery takes a massive toll. Dylan Hartley, let's see if he can improve, crossing the line now from P8.
He does. He goes P6 there. Still a second down on Max Chapman. However, that is an improvement. He puts his Mercedes just behind Adam's Williams there. And it looks like Adam is also coming around the final few stages here. Can he improve on his time?
Yeah, and Dylan Hartley, obviously that was just pretty much his last lap unless he does a back-to-back of ERS, which is very hard here. You lose time near the end. But yeah, as you said, I believe that is Wilson that just crossed the line. Stays in P10.
No, Adam's done for Q3. He's very happy with his time there. He just goes into the pits. Let's go and have a little look and follow up with Joel and Josh as they're coming through the sector 3 as well. We should get a few of the lap times there on the screen momentarily. Joel's currently 2 yellow sectors on his current time, so he might just have enough time to go through the line and do one more hot lap here. As Josh, who's just...
all times are final here now.
Yeah, I mean, unless they've got enough ERS to do another hot lap, I'm not too sure. As Joel crosses the line, he cannot improve, and neither can Josh either. There is still, they do still have valid laps here though. The time it just gone was 0 seconds here, so everybody going across the line cannot go for another lap. However, it looks like Joel and Josh have got another potential lap here if they've got enough fuel and that kind of thing. As it looks like Josh, yeah.
Back-to-back lap, let's see if he can improve. No, he's only by 100th of a second he does not improve. That's definitely due to ERS. He definitely could have pushed up his Mercedes a few more positions, at least by 1.
Yeah, certainly. So we've got some information as well from race control. Adam and Jay are summoned to the stewards at the end of the session, but that's the least of our worries at the moment, as Max is also on another lap. Widdowson comes down the final few corners, I believe. I'm not too sure what's... there's lots of drivers here. Wilson goes P5. Hartley drops down to P7 there. Hikes in P9. Max Chapman's currently on 2 purple sectors.
Oh no, and Alex Peak is going to spin in sector 2, meaning he's impeding people's lap times here.
That is
Few drivers not going to be too happy about that.
Not good from for that, as Max Chapman goes 2.5 temps, even quicker than his time, setting a 125.9? 125.8 from Max. Holy, that's 8 temps slower. Sorry, yeah, 8 temps slower than his teammate.
That is absolutely incredible. That is a really strong time.
I've got no idea where he's getting this pace from, I'll be totally honest with you. It looks like Joel's backed out. He is unable to go quicker, so I believe that... Does that finalise? I'm not sure if there's anybody else on track here that is setting a time.
Widdowson's going to be the last one to cross the line, and he's not going to improve, unfortunately. So that, I think, concludes Q3.
Wow. Yeah, that is absolutely incredible. So yeah, Red Bull P1, P2, Red Bull front row lockout for the race tomorrow. We will have some more drivers, obviously, tomorrow as well that couldn't make the quali today. They'll go back to the back of the grid. But yeah, unfortunately, see Joel in P3 there. But again, hopefully, with the more support of his teammate tomorrow, they can push up a few more places and do well. We've got Peak in P5, correction, P4 there, Wilson P5 in his Haas, and then Adam P6, very, very good performance from him. It's a shame to see Dylan Hartley in P7, but I'm sure he gave it his all today. Widdowson P8, Hikes P9, and then Taylor's in P10.
I must say, if I would be Hartley right now, I'd be punching my desk. That ERS costing you 1 extra position, which could be crucial on Sunday.
Yeah, certainly so. And it'd be interesting as well to see all those yellow flags. Obviously, like you say, there was a few issues. Sector 2 in the yellow flag at the very end of the race there, so I'm not too sure if any of the drivers had to slow down a little bit. But yeah, I'm still absolutely just amazed by Max's time there. 776 gap, or 7 tenths, but between his teammate. Both in the same car, both performance. And yeah, it's absolutely incredible to see, considering they've all had sort of 3-4 months of not racing. And yeah, absolutely incredible, really, from everybody. They've all done really well today. So yeah, congratulations.
It really is a mind-blowingly fast time. It's literally incredible, I think. I don't know how they put it together.
It's amazing. What we might do, we might go and speak with some of the drivers, if they're up for it, and obviously get their view on the qualifying session. Maybe what they've done well, what they wish they could have done, and yeah, it would be interesting to hear some of their views.
Yeah, of course, some drivers are definitely going to be disappointed with that performance, but what a race it's going to be on Sunday. P1, P2 for Red Bull, Ferrari just a little bit behind.
Yeah, no worries. I've just put a little message out there to see who wants to chat with us, and we'll go and have a little look and see. However, it would be interesting to speak to both Max and Joel. However, obviously, I'm not too sure if they would want to. The first person to reply is Josh. We're gonna have a word with Max's teammate Josh O'Mara. He set a very good time. So I'm gonna drag him up here and say hello. Josh, good evening. Oh my gosh, that's very loud. Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be asking the questions.
I think that's what an interview is.
Oh my god, you're very loud. Let me turn you down just a little bit there. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know, Casper, do you have any questions for Josh here? Setting P2 there, 7 tenths behind his teammate.
Yeah, so you've gotten P2, like in free practice, I believe it was 1 and 3. Only difference is you're ahead of Joel, so what do you think you changed between Friday and Saturday?
Honestly, I don't know where that lap came from. I just gave it my all, really, because obviously I knew that was just qualifying. Practice, I did load qualifying. I loaded a little less fuel, obviously, just to get that amazing lap in. But yeah, I'm happy with the lap. Put me PT. I'm surprised, obviously, Joey didn't get to improve, obviously, because the AlphaTauri that spun in turn 10. But GG to him, he tried his best. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good race tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right,
definitely.
what are you hoping? Yeah, don't step on me.
Sorry.
What are you hoping to achieve on Sunday then? Going for a race win or just staying behind helping a teammate?
Obviously, helping Max is obviously #1. But yeah, hopefully a podium tomorrow. We'll sort or two on the team constructors as well. Hopefully Max can get the win.
Right, thank you, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joshy.
Shall we go and have a word with James Wilson in the house?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Only problem is I can't drag him up because he's so far away.
Just start dragging him up like little by little.
There you go. I managed to do it. Hopefully James is there. What time's the race? The race will be at 7. Oh, should we say 7:30? Are we happy with 7:30 or?
Yeah, it'll be around 7:30. Yeah.
Yeah, about 7:30 tomorrow evening. Similar time to the start of this race today.
Hello.
Hello, James.
Hello.
Hello.
How did
Ian's
you find
class.
that then? What was you happy with your result or?
I am. I think that's one of my highest qualies. P5, I think I got.
Yeah,
I
wasn't.
I wasn't too happy with the lap because I did go deep into turn 1, but in doing so, I managed to gain a bit of time. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I think I'm on the outside though, so it's going to be hard going down to turn 1 tomorrow.
Yeah,
But
what do you think
I'm sure I can make it work.
do you know what you'll do tomorrow? Are you sort of going to try and push into turn 1, or are you going to sort of lay back a little bit and let the people in front fight?
I can't give away too much, but I don't know yet because we've done obviously turn 1 on any track is obviously mayhem because you've got cars 2, 3, even 4 wide sometimes.
Yeah, and what do you have in front of you? 2 Red Bulls, a Ferrari, and
exactly, and also trying to play up the safety car, whether that's going to be in the first half of the race or the second half.
Exactly, and
that could
being the
mess
first
up
race this
everyone's
season as
races.
well, I highly think there will be a safety car.
Yeah, and it's Bahrain as well. You've got tight turns and long straights, so anything can happen.
Anything can happen. This is Formula 1, and yeah, hopefully you do well tomorrow, James, and yeah, thank you.
Cool, thank you.
Shall we get one more driver in?
Yeah,
and
let's
then
get
we'll
one more.
call it that. Who do you think? You can pick. I've picked the last two.
Okay, okay. Give me a second. I want to make a calculated choice here.
No worries.
Oh.
It's a shame. Sorry about the stream as well, guys. I would get the results and stuff up, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be working. But I'll try and get some sort of intermission screen going in the future, as I think it's
Adam
pulling us into
Forbes, if he's
50%.
available.
I can't see many voice chats,
I don't think he
unfortunately.
is.
The Williams voice
Right,
chat is empty.
I'll grab something else then. Joel Foxhall, maybe?
Yeah, if Joel's willing to speak. He's currently petting the mods in driver chat. Do you have permission to drink, people?
Yeah, yeah, I'll just put him in here. Hello, do you want to speak?
I apologise, Joel.
Is that a yes?
I believe
What was
he's
the
in.
question?
Hello.
What's the question?
Hello.
Free practice 1 and 2 competitive lap times and free in the actual
Yes.
qualifying, out qualified by Joshua Mira.
It's disappointing, obviously. I can't put Josh
Oh,
down for the lap. It was a
Jesus.
great lap. We good?
Yeah, it's like on the
Great
way we
race is
go.
going ahead. Yeah, obviously you can't put Josh down for his lap. It was a great lap, and he did everything to deserve it. Obviously, I was my final lap going out, purple sector 1 and constantly improving through sector 2, and then blocked by a yellow flag, so forced to lift. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, so it all comes down to the race tomorrow, and that's definitely where I'm most comfortable, most confident, and nothing to lose really. Starting anything but pole isn't good enough, so nothing to lose.
Exactly that, and I believe starting P3, you'll be on the correct side of the grid? I'm not sure if it's
Be on the outside,
on the
clean
outside.
side.
So yeah, the better side. So yeah, I mean you've done well there. Obviously behind Max Chapman though, but I'm sure if you do have a good start, then you could easily get the overtake done into turn 1. But obviously I
Yeah,
don't know if that's the last thing on your mind or the first thing on your mind, but I guess that's down to you on the day.
I think trying to get track position over Max Chapman is anyone's dream, really, at the start of a race. So if I can get that done, then I'll get that done. But starting directly behind a car and trying to get in front of them, it's not going to be an easy task, especially when it's Max. So we'll see what we can do. Obviously, the race is long; it's not a short race. So I'm gonna do my best to stay consistent and try and throw them off with a strategy. But definitely got some little plans for tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that. Go for the long. Look to the finish line rather than just lap 1 here, which is
Exactly.
it's a very good quote there. But yeah, I
Marathon,
don't know.
not a sprint.
Sorry.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah,
If you
that's
look
the
up
one I
into
think.
turn 1.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I think that is everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I think that's everything from me.
That concludes our first qualifying session of season 2.5. Yeah, very thank you to everybody who has tuned in today, and we will be back live tomorrow, 7 or half 7, for the actual Bahrain race. Yeah, it should be good, and if you are watching the Australian Grand Prix tomorrow, do enjoy it and set your alarms for 5:45 in the morning, because I certainly am.